Hey guys, all right, so I decided to put together three different edits here, as you can see on the screen, to explain sort of what I'm thinking in terms of what I really need to hear, what I really want with regard to emotion and intensity and stuff like that, and also taking into account our conversation in our last meeting. So, what we have here on the screen is this first one is your most recent uh, music composition right here, unedited, right there. This is a bit of a compromise right here. The second one, this one here is the edit that I gave you that was sort of a hybrid between the original composition and the new one, the one that you guys didn't seem to really like. But frankly, this is my favorite one. This is the one I love. This is the one I'm married to. This is the one you guys are gonna have to convince me is not right for me. But I did listen to your comments and your reasoning behind the decisions that you guys made on your last edit. So this represents more of a compromise here. So as you can see, this track right here represents your most recent compositions. So you see in the second edit, I've got more of it here than I have here. The second edit is included in here. This is blended in all this going on right here with your former edit. But what I want to do first before I play all that is bring you back to conversations we had when I was there with you guys in South Africa back in December of 2019. So so that you can get back into my head again and remember what I was thinking back then. Let's go. I'll start it here at 4:06. So I don't think I did get that email from you. You know what I was talking about?
Yeah,
right?
yeah, definitely.
That was it. Fury and Fire, or
Fire and Fury.
That ticking clock kind of sounded. I mean, it sounded like there was a plane in the background. And you had that ticking clock kind of sound to it. Okay, so what I'm referring to there is, Edward, this is your website, and the Fire and Fury beginning at about 42 seconds in. This part right here. That's the part I really loved in the Fire and Fury, and it seemed to fit perfectly with the segment where they're like, we're going to kick it into a skid and get ready to drop, and when he does the skid and then sort of building to the crash. That was the feel that I was looking for, and that's what I was trying to convey in our conversation back here in December 2019. It's not going to really affect the overall timing of what we've done, but that scene's going to be a lot more hectic.
Yeah.
So there'll be a little bit more added.
Which
to
scene is that now? Sorry,
the fight scene.
Oh, the
well,
fight
you know
scene.
how? Okay, scratch that. We've got incoming. And hey, if this gets in the wrong hands, yeah, no. In my draft that I sent you guys, we kind of went from this high intensity to this kind of laid back. Yeah, okay, home and beacon set. Whatever.
Yeah.
The timing was like the feeling was wrong.
Okay.
So I'm like, no, I got to keep it up. I got to keep the intensity up. And he had a piece on his website, Fire and Fury. He had a perfect piece of music on there, and a part of that music had what almost sounded like an airplane in the background. It's kind of this drone like sound of in the background, but it had this kind of drum beat kind of thing going on.
Like a didgeridoo.
It had the sound of a ticking clock, like it's urgency.
Okay.
So I'm like, if we can kind of take elements of what he did on that piece and put that there in terms of the music of that part and speed that sequence up, So it's more like home and beacon set, opening bay doors instead of home and beacon set. Open a bay door. You know, that there'll be more we can do in that space to keep it a little bit more. So that was when I was, of course, the original previs that I sent was, as I mentioned here to you guys in person, the timing needed to change, which obviously it did when we got into the animation. And then later on, and this is all if you want to revisit this whole video, this was Seed behind the scenes collaborating on music and sound design. I'll put the link for the whole video in the description of this video if you guys wanted to go back and revisit all that. But let me skip ahead here. This is where we were, Edward and I were discussing the music right around that part about the Fire and Fury-like music, ticking clock type of thing here. I think it's right here.
Chaos instead of kind of this.
Get ready to drop.
Right now it's all
That part right. Home and beacon set. Yeah.
Because what I want to use this idea coming now, and then spread that out from the training, and then kind of build it out more with the tickings and stuff like that. Because what's nice when you hear is you get that sense of fear and emotion. In the email that I sent you, to kind of still keep that fearfulness, but also kind of, because his friend gets shot, you know, it's like you're trapped in this kind of like emotional conflict.
Yeah. Yeah, so like that scene right there is going to be a lot quicker, more things going on. Because he's going to get that chair back, and he's like, you know, it's going to be pretty fast. I like that. Yeah, I love that. The music itself almost sounds like the propeller.
Yeah.
The propeller's got.
And I've got, I did like these pitch drops. Obviously, you won't hear it as nicely here as in the cinema, but I'm just going to solo them. So you have these like lovely, kind of this droning, and then what it does. Like as the plane is descending.
See, so you know, even back then, you can see how much I love that, and I feel like we've lost some of that in the recent edit, because a lot of that should be all right in here. But well, let's just go ahead. I'll play each one again. So this is your most recent composition, unedited.
We better get a grid on this. Halsey want to know we've got contact this far south.
Way ahead of you, boss.
Alrighty. Keep an eye on him, Cat. I'm gonna...
Scratch that. We got incoming.
Great. Whose bright idea was it to send us here without a wingman?
Let's cut the chatter. Let him have it, Cat.
Roger that.
Okay. You want some of this, huh?
Come and get it.
If this data gets into the wrong hands...
It'll all be for nothing. I know, just hang on. I'm maneuvering us over deeper waters. You know what to do. On it.
Better make it fast. They're closing in on us.
Use it to our advantage. Hang on, Cat. See if I can kick her in a skid. That should give you a nice broadside.
Got it.
Thompson, get ready to drop.
Homing beacon set. Opening bay doors.
Okay, here we go. Yes! Nice shooting, Cat. Thompson?
Stand by.
Package deployed. Closing her up.
no, not now! Come on, you piece of crap!
I can't shake this guy.
Okay. Now, honestly, the more I listen to it, the more it grows on me. But there's still a window in here that I feel we lost the vibe here, and that's right about here. And we mentioned this in the meeting we had, but it's the wind instruments here. It just brings it all very light and bright when it needs to be much more intense, and that should be our ticking clock and our scary, get ready, stuff here. So it's kind of like pretty much from about here to here that I really have the issue with, and that's reflected in this gap right here where I insert music back from the previous edits. So let's go ahead and play. This is my most recent edit that represents a compromise between the edit that I sent right before our meeting and after listening to your second composition here. So this right here is a compromise of this one, if that makes sense. So it has more of your second composition, but also incorporates the stuff that we discussed back in December of 2019 and the type of music and feeling that I want in this area right here that I just described. So here's the new edit. And now I realize it doesn't blend perfectly. In your click track thing, there's probably stuff that's off there. So obviously some of this, specifically probably right in here, needs to be smoothed out if we went with this particular edit, but this is what I'm thinking. So this bottom row right here represents music from the original composition up to this point. This is the new composition right here. This is the old composition here, and I think this right here is part of the new composition, just blended in underneath what you have here in the new comp. So all of this is new composition, but just slightly rearranged, if that makes sense. So let me go ahead and play this edit. Oops. Yeah. Okay, let's play this edit.
We better get a grid on this. All you want to know, we've got contact this far south.
Way ahead of you, boss.
Alrighty. Keep an eye on him, Cat. I'm gonna...
Scratch that. We got incoming.
Great. Whose bright idea was it to send us here without a wingman?
Let's cut the chatter. Let him have it, Cat.
Roger that. Okay. You want some of this, huh?
Come and get it!
If this data gets into the wrong hands...
It'll all be for nothing. I know, just hang on. I'm maneuvering us over deeper waters. You know what to do. On it.
Better make it fast. They're closing in on us.
We'll use it to our advantage. Hang on, Cat. See if I can kick her in a skid. That should give you a nice broadside.
Got it.
Thompson, get ready to drop.
Homing beacon set. Opening bay doors.
Okay, here we go. Yes! Nice shooting, Cat. Thompson?
Stand by. Package deployed. Closing her up.
No, not now! Come on, you piece of crap!
I can't shake this guy!
Okay, so what I did here, and the reason why I chose the earlier composition here is it sounded like, and maybe it's just a matter of how you mixed it or something, but it sounded like a bigger punch right here where he says, we've got company.
We got incoming.
We got incoming right here. That it seemed harsher, more intense in the previous edit. So that's why I've got that right there. So I appreciated what you guys were saying here in terms of mixing with sound design and all that. I want to make sure this doesn't get too muddy right here.
Great. Whose bright idea was it to send us here without a wingman?
You know, I like accentuating it like I did over here with the drum beats there, but I can appreciate your concerns in that. So that's why I put back your more recent composition here. I also like what you were saying about in terms of this being sort of a hybrid between a trailer and you know, proof of concept in a episode, you know, so giving it more of a wave in terms of breathing space and, you know, coming down and coming back up again. I get that. I didn't particularly like the places where you chose to do that necessarily in this edit right here. That's why I've given those breathe points space in different places than you did, or slightly different places. So this is all pretty good.
Huh?
Come and get it!
That sound in the music is good with the sound design right there. So I like that there. And you know, this music I'm actually fine with the wind instruments right here.
Hands. It'll all be for nothing. I know, just hang on. I'm maneuvering us over deeper waters. You know what to do. On it.
I like that there,
Better
actually.
make it fast. They're closing in on us.
And it builds.
Use it to our advantage. Hang on, cat.
This is the part, though. This is the problem area that I want to make sure we get right. And this is why I bring in the music from the original composition and the Fire and Fury portion right here. So,
See if I can kick her in a skid. That should give you a nice broadside. Got it. Thompson, get ready to drop.
I like the way that Thompson get ready to drop, and right on the cut, the music kind of, you know, goes from sort of the crescendo to down a bit right there. I like that.
Homing beacon set. Opening.
And then we were going into that ticking
bay
clock
doors.
right here. This is tick 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 tick, because you got, you know, this. They got two things they got to do here. They got to try to drop this device so it doesn't fall into the wrong hands, and so they don't blow up. At the same time, they got bad guys on their tail, so that's why I like this ticking
Okay.
clock. You know, they're running out of time
Here we go.
here. Ding, 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 ding. Of course, the sound design fills in right here. There's a little bit of space, and then the music comes back into your second
Nice
composition.
shooting, cat. Thompson,
Stand by.
And so we have this space right here, this breather space again, where the music dies out. There's a little bit of silence.
package deployed.
But you'll notice right after when we do the sound design of the splash, you'll have to probably clean this up a little bit, make this better. But I got it coming back in with the drum beat, bum bum, and then it gets back into this underlying ticking clock that's lying beneath what you've got going on here already.
Closing her up.
So it's like, okay, we did that, now we're back into the action again, closing her up and splash, and then boom boom. So that boom boom sort of accentuates the last part of the device going into the water, and then we're back into I didn't yeah, there was this where you had a silent mode where he says come on, and that just wasn't working for me right here. This is where you have,
Come on.
yeah, I needed to have the ticking clock still in there. So that's why I have the underlying dun 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 dun. Because I like this sort of ethereal. But I needed more going underneath that.
Come on.
So, I feel like this is a pretty good compromise. I like this. I still got to be honest with you. This is still my favorite. So, you know, maybe, you know, if the second one is a hybrid between your most recent composition and my edit of that, if you guys can maybe come up with a hybrid between these two, so this one's a hybrid between this one and this one. If you could come up with something that's maybe a hybrid between these two, I think we'll all be happy. So let's go back to my edit, and maybe I can explain a few things here.
We better get a grid on this. Halsey want to know we've got contact this far south.
Way ahead of you, boss.
Alrighty. Keep an eye on him, Cat. I'm gonna...
Scratch that. We got incoming.
Great. Whose bright idea was it to send us here without a wingman?
Let's cut the chatter. Let him have it, Cat.
Roger that. Okay. You want some of this, huh?
Come again!
If this data gets into the wrong hands...
It'll all be for nothing. I know, just hang on. I'm maneuvering us over deeper waters. You know what to do. On it.
Better make it fast. They're closing in on us.
We'll use it to our advantage. Hang on, Cat. See if I can kick her in a skid. That should give you a nice broadside.
Got it.
Thompson, get ready to drop.
Homing beacon set. Opening bay doors.
Okay, here we go. Yes! Nice shooting, Cat. Thompson?
Stand by.
Package deployed. Closing her up.
No, not now! Come on, you piece of crap!
I can't shake this guy!
Okay. So, again, the more I listen to it, the more I love this one. This is still my favorite one. This is the one that makes me feel the best. This is the one that captures the emotion that I want, the intensity that I want, the sound that I want. So, you know, again, I'm most happy with this one, but I still appreciate your input. I still appreciate your concerns. I still appreciate the reasons behind why you guys changed things up a bit in accordance with our last conversation. So, you know, I think that there's probably a perfect happy medium somewhere in here. So anyway, I just wanted you guys to know a little bit more about what I'm thinking, why I'm thinking it, what I like, what I didn't like, and you know what I'm hoping that we can finally accomplish with this last edit here. So like I said, maybe there's something in the middle between these two. The thing I like most about this last edit is the level of intensity, the darkness. There's not as much breathing space as what we have in this middle one here and what you guys have here, and I understand that. So you know, like I said, maybe there's a compromise in there somewhere, but this is my current compromise, which I'm okay with. This is the one I love the most. This is the one I feel like, well, we got to work on. So again, probably there's something perfect right in here, and hopefully this video will help you guys figure that out. All right, thanks so much. You guys are doing an awesome job. I don't want you to think I'm, you know, not happy overall, because I very much am. And frankly, if these were just pieces of music I was just listening to, I'd love them both. But in terms of capturing what I'm looking for, specifically for the emotion and the intensity and the drama, this represents what I'm thinking best here. So great job, and I look forward to seeing what you guys come up with. All right, thanks.